This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, hello there. It's Jeff Cutter welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, April 27, 1994, one of the greatest 1-0 games in NHL playoff history occurred. Yes, this game lasted 7 periods, aka 4 overtimes, between the Buffalo Sabres and the New Jersey Devils in Game 6 of the first round series. Normally, Buffalo and New Jersey would not meet each other in the first round, but in 94, NHL decided to wrinkle the playoff things a different way. No more divisional rounds. Basically, you'll be seeded 1 to 8 within your own conference for points. However, if you were second place, if you won your division but you weren't in the top 2 in points, kind of like the Calgary Flames in 1994, which I will get to in a few days' time, then basically you get the 2 seed. So basically the divisional winners had to be a 1 or 2 seed. I'll explain more about Calgary's issues, as I said, in a future video in a few days. But as is, the Sabres would take on the Devils. Buffalo was a decent team. They came off a sweep in 93 of the Boston Bruins, who were supposed to be trampling all over the Adams division. But Buffalo made Boston a mincemeat. Didn't even give Boston one freaking win. Buffalo used overtime 3 times to win in 93, that series against the Boston Bruins. They used goals by Bob Sweeney, ironically a former decent player for the Boston Bruins. A goal that was credit to Dale Hawerchuk, but it ended up being Yuri Himalev's. And then, of course, the famous Mayday goal of Brad May, which sunk the Bruins and got them to the division finals against Montreal, which Montreal did the trick and swept them in 4 straight, using overtime 3 times themselves. Guy Carbonneau, Gilbert Dion, even though people thought it was Brisebois, and then Kirk Muller. But anyway, New Jersey didn't make the playoffs in 93. They were still a very young team and all that. But that didn't matter. Buffalo and New Jersey would play one of the best 7-game series around, mostly because of the goaltending. Now, Buffalo had Redding Grant Fuhr, but with Fuhr getting a knee injury early in the 93-94 season, they decided to go with their little heralded backup by the name of Dominik Hasek. Yes, that Dominik Hasek. So basically, Hasek was just a man on fire for the rest of the 94 season. New Jersey had their own goalie prospect by the name of Marty Brodeur. He wasn't the main guy, but he was thrusted in him. Chris Terreri didn't work out, and Sean Burke was traded to the Whalers. So it was all Brodeur's time. And Brodeur was great. He was the Calder winner in 94 after all. So anyway, the Buffalo Sabres and the New Jersey Devils would play Game 6 at the very small Buffalo Auditorium. Now, bear in mind that the Memorial Auditorium in Buffalo, I believe, was the last undersized arena in NHL history. Because most arenas basically had different dimensions and all that. If you watch games at Boston Garden or the Buffalo Odd, you would know that the ice surface was smaller than, say, the Forum or Maple Leaf Gardens. So, yeah, it's amazing to see that. But anyway, yeah, Memorial Auditorium, you would think that would have like 10-8 games and all that, but not really. They would use goaltending to their advantage. Buffalo would have to, in a sense. But yeah, like the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium was known for the site where Wayne Gretzky broke Phil Esposito's record of 76 goals in a season with his 77th against Kitchener's Don Everts. So anyway, as I said, the Buffalo Memorial Auditorium was very undersized and all that. And a lot of people were like shocked how there were not like offensive battles and all that. But anyway, Game 6 of the 94 series was clued in. New Jersey had to win to get into the second round, and Buffalo needed to win to force a Game 7 back on Meadowlands ice. The Devils were pretty good. 94. I think they were second in the conference, but ended up being the 3rd seed because of the 2 division winners have to be 1-2. I can't remember who the other division winner was. I would say Boston, but I know they played Montreal in the 4-5 matchup. I can't remember. I think it was Pittsburgh. Oh, yeah, that would make sense because Pittsburgh moved over to the 1 division from the other. Okay, anyhow, Pittsburgh. Buffalo. Notwithstanding. Anyway, so Buffalo faced New Jersey. It was a tight game. I mean, Brodeur and Hasek were were pretty good. Brodeur was just a mere rookie. Hasek did play a few years for the Chicago Blackhawks before they traded him to Buffalo, mostly because they didn't want to lose him to either Ottawa or Tampa in the expansion draft of '92. So anyway, Dominic Hasek was amazing. They both goalies were great. It went to quadruple overtime. I mean, watching a game past 2 overtimes is exhausting enough, but man, I feel bad for those fans in Buffalo that stayed up till like 1:30 in the morning having to watch this game. And then on a key goal by Dave Hannon of the Buffalo Sabres, they did win the game. Now, bear in mind, Dave Hannon was part of a big trade in Buffalo's history. He was a Leaf, and he was traded to Buffalo alongside Grant Fuhr for the rights to Dave Andreychuk. Andreychuk would prove to be a massive boon for the Toronto Maple Leafs in the 93 and 94 seasons. Fuhr would quietly move on from Buffalo to Los Angeles, when it was obvious that Buffalo was going to go with Hasek. And Dave Hannon didn't really last long after 94. It was amazing, all that. And the call of Rick Jeanneret on the radio saying that the series is going back to where Jimmy Hoffa is buried. Which cool and all that. Unfortunately for Buffalo, the storybook ending would not be there, as Game 7 went to the Devils. So the Devils moved on and subsequently took care of Boston in the conference semis before facing the New York Rangers in one of the best conference finals of all time, which ended up being a 7-game win for the Rangers. And Stefan Matteau, not once, but twice, scoring in double overtime. But the Devils would get the last laugh, winning the Stanley Cup in '95. Buffalo made a trip to the finals in '99 with Dominic Hasek. But Dallas took him out. No goal or not, I think Buffalo probably would have lost Game 7 in Dallas. Or Dallas could have scored again if that goal was nullified by Brett Hall. So one of the best 7-game series of all time reached a major climax. Quadruple overtime in Game 6. It's hard to see a quadruple overtime game in the playoffs nowadays. Heck, it's hard to see a 1-0 playoff game nowadays. I mean, the Devils used the neutral zone trap and all that. Basically, the NHL needed to open up offensively, so they tried to ban the trap, if you will. So anyway, yeah, great game, great series, great calls. I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.